Alright, today's project we're going to rewire my Harbor Freight trailer. I went to use this the other day behind my car and I think that light was the only one that actually worked. So, with that, this thing is going to get all of its wires stripped and we're going to reinstall a new wiring harness. But we are not using this. This was a brand new harness that I bought when I bought the lights for my 16-foot trailer. And it seems like every few years something goes wrong with these. They lose connection, it chafes on the frame, is garbage. So we're going to take that and get rid of it. What I will be using is this. That's a 25-foot 16 gauge extension cord from Harbor Freight. Cost was $8. That was with a coupon. This will be enough to rewire the whole trailer. It's double jacketed wire, so you don't have to worry about putting it in split loom. You can zip tie it directly to the frame. It's not going to rub through. So because these trailers are bolted together, the sections of frame can sometimes lose ground, especially if you use the hinge part. But I don't. Mine is bolted together completely. But I've still had problems with not getting ground to the lights at points. So each light will get its own ground running through the cord, and the frame will be grounded, just to maximize the chance of these lights actually working. Also, I got one of these nice little junction boxes. These have colored studs inside, tells you which wire to go to which. That'll serve as the point to where the pigtail from the vehicle goes into, and then all other wires come out of. So I'll be able to put each individual wires from each individual light here. It'll maximize the chances of it working every time that I need to use it. Here we got the pigtail. This is from Amazon, but it's not split loom. It is an actual sealed loom. It should help out a lot more than what I had on here. And then this will run directly into this box. Then I'll terminate each line with a ring terminal crimped on. And none of these will be used on this trailer. These are absolute garbage. If you use them, you will have problems. So those will go in the trash bin. Only time I ever use these is if I have an emergency situation where I just need to make a connection and then I can get home and repair it. Other than that, throw these away. Alright, so you may have noticed that I am putting a 7-pin back on this, and yes, there is no brakes. But because this trailer is airbagged, I have to have auxiliary 12-volt power to run the pump. And here is the pump and the solenoids that run everything. If you want to see how I built it, you can watch the videos. There's a whole playlist on my channel. Check it out. I plan to bolt this box in here like this. These don't need to be inside here, but I figured I already have the box and it's not full. I don't really use it for anything other than the air compressor. Keep this in here. The sun won't get to it. If I was going to be doing this on another trailer, I would put it under the deck, so where it was protected, man, the sun wouldn't bake the plastic on it, because I don't think that would last very long in direct sunlight. But for what I'm doing here, I think this is going to be easiest, and I'll drill a hole up here for the wire to go out, and then I'll drill my holes back here from grommets in for the wires to go to the trailer. Because this box is just thin aluminum, I decided to use rib nuts instead. I think that'll make a better connection for this box. And then this bolt right down in there nice and tight, and that shouldn't go anywhere. I got the pigtail all zip tied in. That's plenty long enough. And the extra, I don't know if you can see it back there, goes down along the frame rail. I'll zip tie that in a little bit better afterwards. Got it tied here just to stop it from going anywhere. And you got the grommet going through the box. Get another grommet here, and then you got a strain relief right there. All the terminals have been crimped on, and this is ready to start wiring. This right here is what's going to make this a superior product for wiring this trailer. You got the outside insulation, and then you got the inside insulation, and then there's some powder in between there that causes the jackets not to rub on each other and have friction. We'll be able to run this down the inside of the trailer without having to worry about anything fraying the wires inside of this. And it should be waterproof once I heat shrink it. So I'm going to start running this to each light and then wiring each one at a time into the box. I got this light wired. Was able to take a couple pieces of feeler gauge and just slip them into the light on each side. It relieved these tabs right here. So I ran the extension cord wire right into the box. I had to drill the hole out a little bit bigger. Not a big deal, as there is a vent here to drain any water that gets into them. And these are completely sealed and potted. So I just connected the wires here and I crimped them, then marine heat shrunk the crimps, and that should be good. On the back side, I've got the wire coming out. I'm going to get something to hold the wire here for strain relief on the inside so it doesn't pull the wires. And then it just runs through the frame and then along the inside of the frame. Before I go any farther, I will test the connections and then put the light back together. I'm making some progress. That is the parking lights on both sides. I stopped over to Harbor Freight real quick. Got these to hold the wire in so that way nothing can actually pull onto the light itself. Got that side done. This side is wired in. It kind of drives me crazy that this one's on the top and the other one's on the bottom. So be it. That's the way it is. And we come up here to the box. Just drilled some holes for them to pass through. And then crimped down terminals for all the wires. Now this one right here, this is for the left-hand side. Obviously the wire is not going to be the same color. But as long as you know that that's going to that light, it's fine. So the last set I have to do is for the marker lights up here. I'm going to have to use another thing of wire. I bought two just in case. Apparently the 25 footer is not going to do it. I'm going to run one wire and then I'll split it outside. I'm not too concerned on this trailer if the front side markers stop working, so that'll work for what I want to do. But if I was going to be doing more than just the fronts, or if I had a bigger trailer, I'd probably run separate wire for each. So I'm almost done with this. These fronts have been an absolute pain. When I took the bolts out of this one, the head stripped off and I had to drill it. So I decided to drill the holes completely out and put riv nuts in these so I can just use machine screws, 1/4-20 screws, and bolt that right up. And just had to drill the plastic out a little bit. So there it is. All the wires are connected. You got my auxiliary power, 12 volt in, goes to the black. That'll feed my pumps. Then there's another line here that grounds the box and the trailer. This shouldn't have any issues for a long time. You're always going to have issues with trailer wiring, but more than likely it's going to be in the plug down there. I'm going to get the cover on this. We'll get this hooked up to either my car or my truck, and we'll see if everything works the way it should. Alright, so the compressor is working. Now let's check the lights.